Hi, I'm Ed Slaney, Head of Customer Success at Pinpoint. This October, we're releasing a major update to our interview system, and before we do, we want to show you some of the key features and changes so that you can be ready to hit the ground running when the new system goes live. It should only take us a couple of minutes, so let's get going. We've dramatically reduced the number of clicks it takes to set up an interview with a candidate, from setting default interview templates and hiring workflows to new buttons to start the interview workflow directly from a candidate's profile. Our system has had a complete makeover with a focus on getting things done faster. Up to now, setting your availability to perform interviews has been a manual process and something that had to be set up for each individual interview you were part of. With the latest update, each user of Pinpoint can now specify their own standard interviewing hours using what we call availability rules. You may, for example, only want to offer yourself for interviews between 11 AM and 5 PM, Monday through Thursday, and not during your lunch hour. You can now set these hours in your availability settings, and Pinpoint will use these hours, combined with your live calendar availability, to decide if you are free to take part in an interview. Our latest update introduces the concepts of notice period and buffer periods. With notice period, you can dictate the minimum amount of notice you must be given before an interview can take place with you, and this ensures you won't be caught off guard with interviews appearing in your calendar at short notice. And when you're conducting interviews, you can now set a pre or post interview buffer period so that, when an interview is booked, Pinpoint locks out the time around it for pre-interview planning or post-interview write-up. Interview overviews and configuration options will all now be located within an interview's stage view on a hiring workflow of a job, so you no longer need to go through a series of menus to get to the information you need about an interview. This is one of our most requested features around the interview process. Our latest update will allow you to edit the wording of the interview invite email before it's sent out to candidates. You'll be able to customize the wording to be more appropriate for your later stage interviews, or just add some details of how much you enjoyed meeting the candidate at the first interview. If you have more than one calendar as part of your calendar setup, you can now set which of your calendars Pinpoint should look at when deciding on your availability. You could move any calendar events that you don't want to actually impact your availability into a separate calendar, and then remove this from the included calendars list. We've created a new interview type that's designed specifically for video conferencing interviews using the conferencing providers you have set up with Pinpoint, like Zoom or Microsoft Teams. If this interview type is selected, you won't be able to send out invites until you've selected the conferencing details for the interview, which means no more accidentally sending out interview invites with no meeting links attached. If you're a company manager, you can now pre-assign an interview template to the interview stages in a hiring workflow template. This will help you ensure that your teams are running the right interviews at the right time, but also means that when a job is created, your team can get straight into the important business of handling candidates, rather than spending time with repetitive configuration tasks. You may have found yourself in a situation where you have 5 team members capable of conducting a particular interview, but where only one of them actually needs to attend at any one time. Our new Aggregate availability system will allow you to effectively combine the availability of several team members into one set of interview times. When an interview is then confirmed, we'll assign it to one of the team depending on who's available at that time. For more information and to read up on how to use any of the new features in this update, visit our support page at help.pinpoint.support and look for the interviews section, or ask your customer success specialist for a demonstration.